What's good? We are back again. Why are people rioting? Why is police brutality still a problem? And what can we do to stop it? This video is going to be a little bit longer than the last, so I hope y'all stick through the whole thing if you really want to be informed in some way, shape, or form. So why are people rioting? Let me give you a quick brief history lesson as to why people are rioting and give you a little bit of an explanation. 1619, the first slaves came to America. From what history accounts for, it's probably a little bit before that, if I had to guess. But anyway, 1619, the first slaves came to America. The idea of enslavement paints this false ideology that says, if you're white, I am superior to any other race. I'm specifically superior to the black man and the black woman. I'm specifically superior in every way, shape, or form. And the black person is inferior, incompetent, less than, scary, a threat, an animal that can pop off at any moment. So any type of advancement or potential advancement that I see in the black person, the white person says, I want to stop that. And society and America still run on that false ideology today. The system, the justice system is still built on that false ideology today. Okay? Because the system does not work for us. W.E.B. Du Bois once said, a system cannot fail those that it was not meant to protect. The system was not meant to protect us. It was not built for us, right? So you have slavery. You take people's identity, their culture, their religion, their names. You take them from their homes and bring them to a foreign land, right? You enslave them for hundreds of years. Then you falsely emancipate them, right? And you give them the idea that they're free, but then you lock them up for petty crimes. Try to lock them up at any cost for any type of petty crime that you can. Then you fast forward. Then you get to still continuing years and years of lynching and Jim Crow. And then after Jim Crow, you get, the civil rights era starts. And then you have redlining, which isolates black people and they can't get houses in certain areas. It isolates them and keeps them in certain areas. And now you have police brutality. So a system that constantly works against the black person and works against the population of people. And they constantly try to make their voices heard. And they are given false representations of what freedom looks like and what justice and the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness looks like. We are given false interpretations of that. And we constantly cry out for justice. And it doesn't happen. And you see it repeat over and over and over and over again. So if you try to be peaceful, you try to be compliant, you try to be even damn near respectful in your approach to saying, look, we want to be treated like humans just as much as you do. And you don't listen. You don't fucking listen. Society doesn't listen. America doesn't listen. The world doesn't listen. What do? If you go to the doctor, say, my leg is broken. My leg is broken. All right, let's check the rest of the bones in your body. Let's check the rest of them. Make sure they're good first. Doc, I'm telling you, my fucking leg is broken. Let's focus on my leg. Other people get treated for other parts of their body, and they tell you that certain parts of their body are broken. This part of my body is broken, doc. So fix this part of my body, doc. I'm screaming in pain because it hurts. I'm in agony right now because it hurts. But you're not hearing me. You're not thinking. You don't understand what it's like. You don't understand the pain that I'm in. You're not hearing me. You're not seeing me. It hurts. That's why people are rioting. For years and centuries of crying out and years of oppression and trying to say, look, this is unjust. This is unfair. And you don't listen. And people don't listen and say, okay, Now that we've gotten better at documenting the shit, documenting shit like a cop having his knee into a man's neck for almost 10 minutes, documenting shit. But yet it takes 4 days of national attention to bring some arrests and get people the charges that they deserve. It shouldn't take national attention. It shouldn't take years and years. Colin Kaepernick was kneeling about this shit years ago. Rodney King got his ass beat in the 90s for police brutality. We've been suffering brutality since the days of the plantation, continuing to cry out and say, this is not right. This is unjust. But yet, society is operating on a telephone ideology. Look, nah, black people, they're inferior. We are better than them. They are incompetent, they're lazy, they're animals, they're a threat, they're scary, they can pop off at any moment. They're not trained. If Jim is a plantation owner, and Jim tells his son that, who takes over the plantation, and Jim's son tells his grandson, Timothy, who takes over the plantation after that, and Timothy has kids, and Timothy's kids, Jack, John, and Bill, all trickle down into the Emancipation Proclamation era, and that trickles down, and that trickles down into their family, and their family after that, and their family after that, and their generations and generations of family after that. Now, you still run on that ideology, and multiple plantation runners run off of that ideology, and then multiple people run off of that ideology, and then you mentally stick that into the head of black people. And you stick that in their head, and you can consistently stick that shit into their head. Mentally, that takes a toll. In addition to the physical beatings that they took on the plantation and the physical beatings that they still take from the cops now. All based off of an ideology that the cops pull people over because they're scared, because we look suspicious in some way, shape, or form. That's why the cops get trigger happy. And they still get put on paid leave. That's why people are rioting. People are rioting because we've been crying out for centuries and our voices aren't being heard. So don't tell people to get over slavery. Don't tell black people how to feel. Don't tell us how to act. Don't tell us shit. Listen to us for once. Listen to the cries of the unheard for once. Now, more importantly, back to this whole police brutality issue. It happens way too often because of the fact that these cops have a different perception of black people when they pull them over versus when they pull white people over. That's the problem. That is the fucking problem. I got pulled over a month ago by a white cop in Maryland, a state trooper. Young. Had to be my age or like younger than me. His face got red. He didn't even come over to the driver's side. He came over to the passenger side with his hand on his hip, asking me, "Are you the owner of this car, sir?" I said, "Yes, sir, I'm the owner of the car." The fact that I can't just reach into my wallet because I am petrified, just like he is. He's petrified because he's running off of that ideology. The ideology that black people are suspicious, and the ideology that the media soaks up and continues to advertise and make money and profit off of. That's the ideology. Okay? So when you have that ideology, he's petrified because of the ideology. I'm petrified because I see people that look like me being killed out here by people wearing that uniform like he is. So now we both scared. So how do you stop it? Personally, we need to revamp the training of police officers out here. They need to start making the officers take classes in law, take classes in sociology, and they need to have more seasoned veterans teaching these people before they graduate the academy. You need more seasoned black veterans giving more personal accounts, and you need more cops policing in areas that they're familiar with. And if a cop is not familiar with an area, you need to start integrating cops in different areas. You need to start putting the black cops and the white cops together and help them both get familiar with different areas that they're not familiar with. That way, the next time you have a black cop and a white cop together in a car, and then they get a patrol over the radio that says, "Oh, We're looking for a black male, 5'7", 160 pounds, wearing black jeans and a white t-shirt and a blue hat and red sneakers. And then that will prevent the next case of if they see a black guy walking on the corner and then the white officer says, "Oh, that's our guy." And the black guy says, "No, he doesn't fit the description." Maybe some sort of deliberation there before they get out the car and start drawing their guns might prevent the loss of another black life, an innocent black life. So you don't have to have another face on a t-shirt. So you don't have to have another mother crying and burying her son before mothers should not have to bury their sons that young. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. Start revamping training. Make these officers take classes in law, sociology. Start having more seasoned veterans on the force and start having more seasoned veterans teaching and training and increasing the duration and what you teach in training and protocol before they graduate the academy. Start integrating the police forces and start integrating the partners that ride in the same car together. Help them get familiar with different areas. Don't send 2 white officers to the hood, areas that they don't know shit about. Areas that have residents and citizens who will look a lot different than them and they don't know how to talk to and don't know how to interact with. Revamp that whole shit. If you are in a position as a white person, use your amendment right and speak the fuck up, because your voice, and I'll drive this shit into the ground, your voice is more likely to be heard than that of your counterparts, that of your colored counterparts. Use your voice. Make the complaints against the police. Everybody continue to vote. Bring those complaints to the review board. Vote in your local elections. State, local. Get new DAs. Get new mayors. Get new prosecutors. Get new councilmen and councilwomen. That's all I'm going to say. I hope y'all watch this whole video. And if you are having any ideas about how we can stop this and continue to do better. And before I leave, I also want to encourage everyone here. Black people, I know we're tired. We're fucking tired of this shit. I want to encourage all the white people, though, to start interacting with black people in areas that make you uncomfortable. Somehow, maybe, just maybe, that'll change your perception of black people the next time you clutch your purse. Maybe you won't clutch your purse next time. Maybe you won't shrink up next time. Maybe you won't tense up because you've gotten to know people for who they are and not what they look like. Have a good day.